Hello, it's April and welcome to Snapdragon Hollow. Today I thought I would take you through an early February week. We had fun celebrating Groundhog Day at the beginning of the month, and then my grandson's second birthday. It was a dinosaur-themed birthday, and I made dinosaur cookies, as you'll see. So I thought today that I would enjoy a dinosaur cookie with my cup of tea in this beautiful new mug that my daughter-in-law found for me. I think it's so beautiful. Love those blue flowers. And I also thought that I would share with you some of the Valentine books that I'll be getting out for my grandchildren, as well as how I decorate my home for Valentine's Day. So grab yourself a cup of tea and join me. I love getting out children's books for the different seasons. It just always brings me a lot of joy. I love sharing seasonal literature with my grandchildren. This one must have been packed away in my Valentine books because of the hearts here. This isn't specifically a Valentine book, but I do love the hearts there. So I think I'll set this out with my Valentine books this year. I absolutely love Paddington Bear. He's so sweet. So we'll definitely be reading some Paddington Bear. I have this here by Tommy DePaola, and this is Things to Make and Do for Valentine's Day. So this looks like a lot of fun. Looks like we've got some wonderful illustrations here and some ideas on different Valentine crafts. Looks like they're making prints here and making a Valentine bag, a mail bag. How to cut out some hearts here. Make a cute little heart-shaped cat. That's adorable. I'm looking forward to looking through some of the old Valentine cards that I have. I love books like this. I think it'll really help inspire the grandchildren to be a little bit crafty. My grandchildren are still a little bit on the young side for some of these crafts, but they will definitely have fun, I think, this year, starting to color on some Valentines, and perhaps we'll cut out some hearts. Here's Cranberry Valentine. This was a good one that I read last year. I've been reading through the Cranberry series, and it's just adorable. I love the illustrations. Here we have another favorite, Clifford's Valentines. I love Clifford. And, of course, the hilarious Amelia Bedelia. Looks like we have a Valentine one here for that, which will be really fun. I think that my oldest grandson will get a real kick out of Amelia Bedelia. He's just the right age to start understanding some of the humor that are in these Amelia Bedelia books. And then we have this here with pictures by Jan Brett and written by Eve Bunting, The Valentine Bears. This is vintage 80s here, and I just love this, the illustration style. It just reminds me of some of the books that I read when I was a child. So I do love sharing these kind of books with the grandkids as well. So we'll definitely have some fun reading through some of our Valentine books. I think it's time for another sip of tea and a bite of my cookie. I think I'll start with his tail here. It's always nice to have a special treat for the different birthdays and holidays that come up. For the most part, I eat a very low sugar diet, so it's especially nice to have a treat like this, a homemade treat. We love dinosaurs around here, so I was really happy that my grandson chose a fun dinosaur theme for his birthday. And it's sitting on top of this beautiful crocheted doily that my sister made for me years ago. And here we have some needle felting that I did also years ago. I love needle felting. Just some little gnomes here with little heart shapes. These little gnomes will find their way into our Valentine decor this year. And I'm hoping to get back to some needle felting this week as well. I have a hedgehog that I've been working on for quite some time that I'd like to finish up. So I'm going to go ahead now and finish my tea and cookie here, and then I think I'll do a little bit of Valentine decorating. Here's another little Valentine project that I'm doing today. I have this gingerbread kit that I purchased for Christmas but never had time to do, so I picked up some Valentine candy and I've opened up the kit and I'm going to go ahead and decorate this as a centerpiece for my Valentine table. I have this project to do as well as putting together a Valentine sensory tray activity for my grandchildren. They will be joining us this week and we will be celebrating Valentine's Day together, so I thought that I would work on some fun activities for them. So now I'll go ahead and get started and then I'll come back and share with you clips on how I've decorated my little Valentine gingerbread house. I finished with my Valentine gingerbread house and I have to say it turned out quite a bit messier than I realized. The frosting just wouldn't harden up and all of the candy kept sliding off, so it's been a long time since I've made a gingerbread house and I didn't realize how tricky it was. So I think next time I'll do it in a multi-step process, kind of setting it sideways so that the candy can dry not upright but kind of sitting sideways. But I think that the grandkids will still really enjoy plucking off little bits of Valentine candy here, and I think that they'll just think it's pretty fun. So it was fun to do and a good way to use up a leftover Christmas gingerbread house that otherwise wouldn't have been used. And I also grabbed a bunch of the items that I picked out to make a fun little sensory bin for my grandkids to play in. I also found one of the little decorations that I picked up and had misplaced. It was kind of stuck between all of these things. I knew I had bought one more, but I couldn't remember what it looked like. It's this adorable little cowboy here, and I'll put this with the rest of my Valentine decorations. I think that these sort of vintage card illustrations are super cute, so glad I found that one as well. So I'm going to go ahead now and set some of these different sensory objects, just items for them to play with. They can use some of this Play-Doh here. I went into my Play-Doh bin and found all the colors that were Valentine colors. And then again, I've got some hearts and pom-poms and little rubber duckies and roses and mushrooms and some crinkle paper. We'll set those items around in the sensory bin so they can explore the different textures and sort out the little objects there. So I'll get this put together and then go get some little sensory bin tools for them, little scoops and things. And then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. So here is how I've set up my grandkids' Valentine sensory trays. Set out a couple of baskets with some tools, a spoon and a brush and a scoop and some tongs for picking things up out of the crinkle paper. And they can sort them here, or they can press them into Play-Doh, whatever they want to do. I have little work trays for them too if they want to play Play-Doh so it doesn't get right onto the table. And I'll just let them have fun exploring all of these Valentine themed items here and see what they come up with. I think it's fun to just let kids be creative with whatever you've set out for them to check out. It's very fun to set out little sensory trays and objects for them to discover. So I think this will be a really fun activity for Valentine's Day with the grandkids. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at some of the signs of spring, some of the books that we'll be reading and activities that we'll be doing. And I hope everyone has a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.